So it's the first week of December and I'm at the studio and I'm about to continue painting Fox. Fox, it was commissioned by my dear friend and I'm very excited to paint her this beautiful painting. Even though I know currently I was working and focusing mostly on the jean jackets, but I really want her to have it. So yes, let me show you what I'm up to. Sometimes we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. I used to worry when I would schedule myself a few painting hours but couldn't get into the flow. I would question myself. Did I lose my creativity? Am I still an artist? When in reality, I just didn't give myself a chance to get into the creative flow state. I've learned that I need to schedule longer time for it, as sometimes it might even take me a whole day to get into the flow, and that's okay. With this Fox painting, I scheduled uninterrupted few days at the studio by myself with no distractions, and it worked wonders. I want to make the shadows pop, so I want to make them in a more colder tones. So I'm gonna try to glaze it with either turquoise or with blue shade, phthalo blue, sorry. And I'm gonna see which one of them works better. And then yes, I'm just gonna glaze it over the existing brown and see where it's gonna lead us. Let's see. On the third day, I was in an incredible flow state. It felt like I was in an elevated state of consciousness. There were moments when I would forget about everything around me, where the concept of time was inexistent. Imagine flow state as a bell curve. Let's assume that the flow state is at the peak. So how do we get there? The journey begins with letting the worries go, to pause the planning, to simply surrender to the present moment. And it will take us some time to get to the top of that bell curve. And that's important to know, so we don't get frustrated with ourselves when we can't start creating, when we didn't really give ourselves enough time. I used to schedule one day of painting following with a day of administrative work, and then again with another painting day. I thought that breaking up administrative work with some creative time will fuel my soul, when in reality it was torturing me because I couldn't get into the flow state. So from now on, I will bulk my creative days together so I could reach the peak of my flow state. The flow state is so precious, and the only way to get there is by giving ourselves time and through shedding all the thoughts about outside world. And only then the magic will happen.